It's the calm before the storm. Something big is coming soon. Something that will change your tune.
Hey there. Well, I have found some interesting things about the T-Man, Mr. T, the Orange Man, and yeah, I hadn't actually heard about this before, so this is news to me. I don't know if it'll be news to everybody who's watching, but in 1946, there was a total lunar eclipse that took place on Friday, June 14th, and that happens to be, it was a blood moon. It happens to be on the day that Donald Trump was born. So he was born under a blood moon, which I found pretty fascinating. Anyhow, there's a few dates here that I'd like to sort of talk about that I find interesting, and his just connection with like lunar eclipses and blood moons and solar eclipses and all that. It's just pretty crazy. But so 20th of January 2017 was when Trump was actually sworn into office. And then on the 20th of January in 2019, we had a wolf moon. A wolf moon is when it's the first like eclipse of the year. And so that's another thing I learnt, never heard of that before. But yeah, so it's called a wolf moon, and it was another blood moon, which was during the second anniversary, on the second anniversary, on the second anniversary of Trump being sworn into office. So 20th of January 2017, Trump is sworn into office. Exactly 2 years later, on the 20th of January 2019, we have a wolf moon, blood moon, on the second anniversary of Trump being sworn into office, and that's pretty interesting. And then we skip over to Monday, the 21st of August in 2017, which was a solar eclipse. And if people remember, Trump was looking straight at this solar eclipse with no glasses on, just squinting up at the sun. No glasses on. So Monday, 21st of August 2017. Now, if you add 121 days to that date, you end up on Monday, the 14th of December 2020, which is when President Biden was certified as president, right? So that's crazy, yeah, so Biden becomes president on the 14th of December during the 14th of December during the 2014 eclipse. So from the 14th of December 2020, if you add the same amount of days, 1,211 days, you end up at Monday, the 8th of April 2024. That's when that big eclipse is supposed to be happening next year. And see, I've spoken about 3rd of April because of all those crazy timelines and events with these midpoints that, the craziest, full-on earthquakes and all that. So, I thought that was interesting. So, it's going to be crazy. From here on, I don't know. It's just put your seatbelts on, strap up, because it's going to be a wild ride. So that's pretty trippy. 21st of August 2017, solar eclipse. Trump stares up at the sun. Add 1,211 days, you get to 14th of December 2020 when Biden becomes president. Add another 1,211 days, and you land on April 8th, 2024. It's just crazy. Trump seems to be this moon child, it's just, my mind has been blown by these weird things that are coming up relating to this man. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is October 5th, 2017, when Trump stated, "This is the calm before the storm." And I'm going to play the video. I'm sure most of you have heard it, seen it, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to play the video, and then I'll continue after that.
You guys know what this represents?
Well,
Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
what's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
What storm, Mr.
We have the
President?
world's great military people in this room, I will tell you that. And we're going to have a great evening. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
Give us a hint on your legacy.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, yes, so that was Thursday, the 5th of October, 2017. Okay, now, if you take that date and you go over to the 8th of April 2024, from the 5th of October to the 8th of April 2024, that's 2,377 days. So I halved that to try and find something interesting in the middle. And when you halve 2,377, you get 1,188.5. So the midpoint is when you do it with the dates calendar, you will land on Thursday, the 5th of October. But you've also got to remember the 0.5, which is, that's half a day. So basically, I had a look at when, I couldn't believe the internet actually showed you this, but I was trying to find out when exactly it was that he made this statement so that I could, factor in that half a day and see if it actually did roll over to the next day. And he said this at around 7 p.m. on Thursday, the 5th of October. And he said, that you guys know what this represents. Maybe it's the calm before the storm, and he's grinning and smiling. It's the calm before the storm. And so, those days in between Thursday, 5th of October, all the way to 8th of April 2024, the midpoint is J6. I mean, these are huge things that have happened, and they just happen to be relating to him. The Biden thing relates to him because he lost the presidency. It's crazy. But yeah, so those things have been, I'm pretty blown away by that. You have him born under a blood moon. He's sworn into office on 20th of January 2017. Exactly 2 years later to the day, we have a wolf moon, blood moon. And then you have the 21st of August 2017 solar eclipse. And then, the midpoint there is Biden becoming president. You add the same amount of days and you end up on April 8th, 2024. So yeah, that's pretty insane, in my opinion. Something else I wanted to talk about is gematria. So I basically really only use one cipher, the ordinal cipher, the English cipher. But I've had a look at some of the others just out of curiosity. I like to just stick with the one, but people who watch the types of channels I watch would already know that Donald Trump equals 138 in ordinal, Master Mason equals 138, Guidestones equals 138, World Trade Center Phoenix equals 276, which is 138 times 2, and World Trade Center Phoenix, if you look it up, if you haven't heard of it, and you look up Donald Trump, you'll see why it's relevant. Trump equals 88, so those are all ordinal. Donald J. Trump equals 888 in Sumerian. Abaddon equals 888 in reverse Sumerian. And Trump equals 24 in Chaldean. And Abaddon equals 24 in Chaldean. So 24 is 8 plus 8 plus 8. So 3 times 8. So there's 888 or 888 again. So yeah, I find that pretty interesting in itself. The other thing that I have always sort of been fascinated in, and I think a lot of people are, is CERN, and whether or not it's just another distraction or whatnot, it's a massive complex. And I personally don't think that we built it. I think it was rediscovered. I think it's been there for a very long time. So that place where it is basically located where the ancient temple of Apollo was located, and it relates to Revelation 9:11, which is, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue has his name Apollyon. So yeah, it just seems like we're heading towards something, and there are people who think that, or believe or whatever, that CERN can be used to sort of, open up portals and mess around with timelines and things like that. And so, I don't know, do we even know what year we're in? I mean, who knows? And, some of the things I'm finding, like, there is this feeling, anyway, for me, it's like this calm before the storm. It feels like it's just been so quiet and peaceful, and I don't know whether, there's a lot of decoders out there, and some people have one way of looking at things and others use other methods. But I think that if everyone puts their minds together and puts aside differences and works together, there may be a chance to get more accurate results. And I don't really, I've got a pretty comfortable life. I don't prepare. I'm not going to prepare or change my life to be ready for anything. I'm not worried about anything. I hope that other people aren't harmed in the process of events, but I'm just going to go with the flow, and I'm not going to worry about it too much. So yeah, but yeah, it's pretty interesting, these ciphers and these matching timelines and dates, and it's just, to me, it's like, it's just a pastime. I find it really interesting. I enjoy doing it, and when I get the chance to actually sit down and not get interrupted, like it's 11 o'clock right now, and so I do a lot of this stuff like when I'm tired, and it's very easy to make mistakes. So I do my best to go over things and make sure that I'm not putting out anything that's incorrect. But anyway, I don't want to make the video too long. I just do it for a bit of fun and pastime, and I think it helps my brain to get this stuff out, because otherwise I'll lie in bed thinking about it. So yeah, anyway, look, I'm going to cut it here, and thank you though to everyone who's subscribed to my channel, and I hope you all have a good day or a good night wherever you are, and yeah, be well. Okay, see ya.